All right, Luigi! Give me some of that prehistoric rod!
What? Give it here, you ravenous reptile!
Hey, I'm still hungry.
Wow, and I thought I was hungry all the time.
Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario World.
Super Mario World was a show from the past. And if you're thinking it's good, well, you'll be sorry you asked. Delfino and the Peach here are watching what they can. The budget was $2 and a piece of ham.
Super Mario World.
Super Mario World, it just looks like ass. The Supershow Saga, it's a gas! Berries, 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 berries. Hello, I'd like some berries, 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 berries. Why do you gotta kill all the berries, 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 berries? It's the berries.
I don't know the song as well as you can do.
It's a fun song. It's a Germa bit. Did you know that?
Apparently.
I'm not a super Germa follower, but my two Germa favorite things are his berry song and the gas. Gas. I know you don't like those smelly smells.
You and those smelly smells. I hope I'm picking up alright over here.
Well, you are recording, but you might be a little quieter.
Let me just scooch a little closer.
I feel like you're gonna fly off.
I'm gonna fall.
Oh,
At some
bad.
point, I'll start laughing so hard, and when you hear a crashing noise, it'll be me falling over.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting recording setup right now.
I have to stop eating crackers to pick up on the mic.
I mean, I'm thinking about berries right now, simply because of I've been playing a ton of Diamond and Pearl lately.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I can't even say I've been playing. I've just been checking in on berry farming because I missed berry farming so much in the other Pokemon games.
It's true!
It's so frustrating in Sword and Shield not being able to get what berries you want.
Mm-hmm. And then they all get eaten up.
Then they all get eaten by a stupid greedent.
Stupid squirrel!
Stupid squirrel.
Did Gen 7 have berries, or was that in the Pelago? The Pelago had berries.
Yeah, you could grow them in the Pokepelago.
Okay.
It wasn't nearly as interactive, but still something.
You could check into your berries at any time.
Gen 6 only had the one area where you could grow berries at all.
I don't remember this
and it
area.
wasn't as interesting.
What area was it? What gym was it
just
near?
I don't have the map of Kalos memorized like I do the map of Sinnoh.
It's like Univa's map. It's a circle with a little
little Pokeball in the middle.
It's got a Pokeball in the middle, but no, at the bottom it has a little umbilical cord / appendix. It's like the appendix hanging off the large intestine. That's what the starting areas are in Univa and Kalos.
How flattering.
Dangerous with trepidation, like a Q-tip too close to the inner ear canal. Plus, we're watching Vinny play Super Paper Mario because Paper Mario on N64 came out.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's finally time for us to play that. But it's got me thinking how.
I mean, I own it on the Wii U. I just haven't sat down and played the whole thing.
Yeah, now it's on Switch, so there you go. But Peach, what are your quick thoughts on Paper Mario?
There are no quick thoughts to have.
Okay. Quick thoughts on each game.
Oh, that's too much! This is a discussion for another time.
Too much.
That's opening an entirely different can
of
worms.
My quick thoughts are 1 and 2 are great games. 3 is also a good game. The gameplay does get annoying.
It's very long.
I think it's after World Scorp onwards, the levels start feeling really long because they are getting longer.
Even the Scorp level's kind of long.
It's because you gotta babysit the Scorp. Then you do that. But the story, it's incredibly...
The story is incredible. It's not very
interesting.
Mario-ish.
Yeah, it's not very Mario. I'm not degrading it, but it feels like Mario kind of fell into somebody else's RPG.
It's true.
Like Mario RPG feels like a Mario game where people have invaded it. But this feels like Mario's invaded another RPG. The RPG did not invade. Mario invaded the RPG. Sticker Star, the less said, the better.
Sticker Star belongs in the trash. It's the only one I don't own because I don't want to spend money on it.
0 out of 10. Does that mean that you'd get it for a gift? And you'd be okay with it?
Then someone else would have to spend money on it. Like, I don't know.
Okay. You want no money going to the benefit of the game.
Benefiting that game.
Okay.
I actually really liked Color Splash.
I feel like you're in a very small minority with that. Because most people say it's the one with too many toads.
I feel it's the one that's Sticker Star. Anyway, Color Splash is basically what Sticker Star wanted to be, but was not. So if you want an actually good version of Sticker Star, it would be Color Splash. There's a lot of like intuitive things in Color Splash that are fun that aren't in Origami King. But though Origami King has a lot going for it, it's very fun to play.
I feel like Origami King has a lot going for it in the positive direction than it does in the negative.
I think my real opinion that is not shared by many is that I actually like the battle system better in Color Splash than in Origami King.
I thought people didn't like it because it was like Sticker Star where you could run out of moves.
I don't know who's running out of moves in Color Splash. They literally give you cards all the time. You literally have so much money pouring out your ears that I just buy colored stickers all the time because, like, who cares?
You've got money pouring out of your nose.
Well, unlike Sticker Star, like, one card is just one card. They don't take up, like, different amounts of space in your album.
Okay, you can stack cards.
So, like, you can have a bunch of really powerful cards, and it's, like, the same as just having, like, 12 mushrooms.
Okay. Oh, there's no size.
In Sticker Star,
there's no sticker
sizes,
album.
And there was an album, and, like, sorting through your album was such a pain in the butt.
I mean, maybe it would be fun to it's like Resident Evil 4, where you can organize your inventory by what fits where.
Well, that's
but
fine.
No one wanted
survival horror game.
I don't want that in my.
I don't want that in my Mario game.
Sad, but
like if Luigi's Mansion did that, it'd be interesting.
Ooh,
or something. I don't know why.
You gotta sort the ghosts in your bag. You're holding too many ghosts.
I don't know. Maybe do it like the capsule stickers or something. I don't know.
Who knows? But Origami King, I think that's the real game that's like, listen, you're in or you're out. Now are you in or are you out? And some people are like, oh, I don't know if I'm in and I'm out. And then the game's like, wrong answer. In or out. And I, for one, am in.
As someone who's played every game, like, I could officially make my opinions on them. I do think that the second one is the best because it's just really good.
Yeah.
It did what they wanted to in the first one perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hold the first one in such high regard as other people, probably just because I don't have that nostalgia value for it.
We have the nostalgia for the GameCube.
I mean, yes, and that one is just great. So.
It's just wonderful.
I have 100%ed it.
That's crazy.
It was pretty crazy. I wouldn't do it again, but, you know. It was worth it at least once.
At least once.
I'm working on 100% in Color Splash, but it's all come down to just getting the enemy cards, which is...
That just is like getting enemy cards in Super Paper Mario. Is it
True.
really worth it?
Meh.
Meh.
Anyway, we should probably introduce this episode.
Yeah, because I'm Delfino Durians.
And I'm Peach Supreme.
And we are recording this in the nick of time. There was some news I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what the news was.
Christmas.
Well, it's Christmas coming up, but, I forget what I was going to talk about. Maybe something Game Awards related?
Sonic news?
Oh
Was
yeah! Sonic!
Sonic!
Got a new trailer! And I'm like, oh, I'm so on board to
Oh,
the
yes,
second
please.
Sonic movie.
So we've got a trailer for the second Sonic movie, which, yes, please, Knuckles, please, thank you, everyone.
I like Eggman the most in the trailer.
We've got Chaos Eggman,
And we have his weird little stooge,
Dr. Stone.
who's so happy he's
I love
back.
him. I'm so glad Dr. Stone is back.
He's back!
We've got Tails, who's very baby. I like him.
Yeah.
And we've got Knuckles, who Idris Elba promised would not be hot, but he's still hot because it's Knuckles.
No, he's hot! But I like how they're kind of revisiting places from the first movie and also rewatching the first movie again recently.
Mhm.
I like the word choices a lot better. And my new favorite person from the first movie is the police assistant.
Oh, Wade.
Yeah, Wade. He's my favorite, where everyone's calling, panicking, and he just stares at the phone like,
That's me
Okay.
at work all the time.
okay. And then he calls someone to be
what's
like,
the first thing
what
he
do I
said to do? Relax. And he just sits there and tries to relax.
but he's not relaxing.
It's
And then
fun.
later, when Eggman makes him call his friend, he's like, please, these people, and they asked me about stuff, but they weren't as charming as the Men in Black guys.
They weren't as charming as Will Smith, you know?
And then later, he picks up the phone, and then he hangs up. And poor Wade has to say, I think he hung up on you because the light went out.
The light's not on. Thank you, Officer Brain Fart.
I needed, you were very you. Sliss. So mean.
Oh
no.
Jim Carrey did a good job. Everybody did a good job. That movie is surprisingly great.
Everybody did a good job. If anything is awkward, it's more to just set things up in a more natural way for them to end up as they do in the video games. Like how Eggman didn't walk into life being a crazy bulb, the Eggman cuckoo choo.
Now, he started as
The smartest man in the world.
Dr. Robotnik, who's a very smart man whose sanity is being held by a string, and then Sonic kind of snips the string, and then he goes crazy.
He goes crazy in Mushroom Land. Reconnaissance! Come on, it's great!
That's funny, why aren't you laughing? Get a funny bone.
All that. And then Sonic loving chili dogs because he ate so many at the one place. You're like, I love this. Although, I think from rewatch, Sonic being the meme generator, like, and saying buzzwords like, oh, who are you, Vin Diesel? It's like, come on.
Welcome to my live stream.
I suppose in a meta-analysis, you could see that as Sonic's just spitting out everything he's learned before.
Mhm.
Like, he doesn't have any, like, good jokes of his own, so he's just regurgitating what he's heard before that people enjoyed.
Well, he's lived a life of isolation, which I'm hoping they bring that up in a point in the second movie.
That Knuckles...
When comparing Knuckles to Sonic, because Knuckles has also led a life of isolation.
Well, we don't know
we
that.
don't know.
Because at the beginning of the first Sonic movie, we saw all those
we see the
echidnas.
Echidna tribe, but...
You're saying Knuckles might have been left alone on Angel Island,
Mhm.
and that the tribe just went off to do whatever they
games
wanted.
is that Knuckles is the last remaining Echidna.
Mhm.
Is that they all were wiped out in the Chaos Conflict in Sonic Adventure 1.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I thought you said Sonic the Hedgehog one, and I'm like, what did Sonic have to do with this? I'm lost.
But it seems we've got the storyline from Sonic 3 going on here.
Where Knuckles is mean.
Well, that's the Eggman tricks Knuckles.
You think he's being tricked like a fool?
It's that Eggman's like, oh no, this Sonic guy's gonna steal the Master Emerald. And then while Knuckles goes and beats up Sonic, Eggman goes and steals the Master Emerald. Then we get Knuckles going, oh,
What's happening?
what happened? And then Sonic's like, Knuckles.
Did you look at that man and think he was a trustworthy figure? Well, he's the first human I've ever seen. I didn't know. I thought
You
everyone
said
looked
he
like
was
the
in
Eggman.
trouble. No, Knuckles.
I thought everybody looks like the Eggman.
I thought everybody was like that.
No Knuckles.
No, Knuckles.
That'll be fun. And I definitely think Tails will be... I'm not sure what roles Tails will have. Will Tails want to bring Sonic back?
Maybe he'll kind of like idolize Sonic, because, I mean, Sonic's never met anybody from his world,
Yeah.
and maybe like he's heard stories of Sonic. I don't know, because we don't know if Longclaw's dead or not. You know?
She's most likely not? Question mark.
Like, what if she hung out with Tails and like told Tails about...
She's like, you are my new son. Tails, you are my new baby boy.
How old is Tails in relation to Sonic? Is he like...
Okay.
Tails is like 8 in
This
Sonic
is like
Adventure?
this is like putting ages to Mario people
I
where
know.
it doesn't feel right. And it's like SpongeBob. How old is SpongeBob? Because he has a job, but he's also very
Would you
childlike.
say that Tails and Sonic have an age difference like we do?
But if Sonic is 16, Tails is like
I don't think Sonic is 16. I think he's 14.
14, then Tails is like
15, maybe?
8 or 7.
7, 8, 9.
Let's look
maybe.
this up. Tails the Fox age. It's the first thing that showed up. 8-year-old. There we go.
Oh, God.
There we go. We got an
How
8-year-old.
old is Sonic?
Oh, I thought you said he was 14.
I don't know.
Sonic
I made that up.
the Hedgehog.
Well,
age.
normally they play it as Tails is like a little brother to Sonic.
Okay. So we got a bunch of different ages.
Shadow,
Age.
62.
No, not pages. Okay. He was 11 when he first started. And then he was 13 to 14
in the movie.
in the movie.
So in the movie, he's like 14.
yeah.
Okay.
And now he's 15. And in real life, he's 30. And in
real
Dark
life,
Brotherhood, he's 17. And how old are
they
they
had to
in
age
Boom?
him up.
How old are they in Boom?
I think they're all like snarky teenagers in Boom. So
Okay. How old is Knuckles in Boom?
I don't know. Are you
We
insinuating that Knuckles is like a 20-year-old, but he's hanging out with these kids?
I think that's exactly what's happening. Yeah,
All right.
I'm cool and hip.
Enough about Sonic
Sure,
on our Mario
Knuckles.
podcast.
Oops.
So today we're watching the second episode of
Mario World.
where things really get off the rails.
And I'm like, Buzz, I want to get off
I want to
the
get off
rough.
the ride.
And you know what it's about, Peach? It's about the wheel thing.
That wheel thing.
What is the pun that wheel sounds like real?
I guess so. Is the pun that everybody was off their wheels? Is that a saying?
Maybe. I thought it was off their rocker.
Spinning their wheel?
Well, that's when you're thinking. When you spin the wheel.
Just one wheel?
Yeah. There's no gears to turn.
We don't have any gears. We just have a singular wheel.
Okay. But this
So
episode,
you might want to wash some clothes today. Oh, look, this fits in here kind of nice.
it does. And also, we're recording podcast. Goodbye, Mom.
I'm glad you like the desk.
So anyways, this episode was written by Eleanor Marion Bow and Jack Hanrahan.
Those are certainly some interesting names.
So who are these people? And I'll tell you who they are.
I don't know.
So, Brian Moore wrote a lot of Inspector Gadget,
Oh, yeah.
and even the Inspector Gadget Christmas special,
Oh, yes. That
which
one.
is a fun
Oh, we
one.
gotta rewatch that this year.
And they also wrote the Super Show episode Stars in Their Eyes.
That was such a weird one.
I don't remember it.
It's the one where they go to the planet and the Toad sticks the wrench in his pants. You know?
I thought that was in the RoboCop episode.
This isn't the RoboCop episode?
No, that's RoboKoopa.
No, it's that they go to the planet and there's no gravity and they're flying everywhere, so, like, Toad sticks the wrench in his pants. And so,
Directly in the crotch.
and, like, Mario and Luigi are wearing their space suits that had the hats on top of the space suit.
Okay, I don't remember this episode at all.
And they've got, like, it's like a tribe of aliens, the Newt aliens or whatever.
Okay.
And so, like, Koopa has enslaved them.
This sounds like Earthbound with Mr. Saturn's.
And so they have to cause a alien uprising against Koopa.
Alien Revolution.
Yeah. Something along the lines of that. It's one of the most bizarre episodes. It's also one of the few episodes that doesn't feel like it's based on anything.
It's just a pure
I think in the
creative.
Supershow they really like that one.
Okay. In the Show podcast. So Hanrahan wrote a lot of the same episodes as Burry and Moore.
So they always work together?
They seem to work together, but it seems that from IMDb is that Burry and Moore is newer to the field, and she works on a lot of the same episodes that Hanrahan works on. But Hanrahan has been working in TV for a longer time because he wrote for the Banana Splits Hour.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Apparently I used to watch that as a kid, but I have no memories.
Wait, I think the Banana Splits Hour, is that the one with the bananas? That's Banana Jammas.
No, you're thinking of Bananas and Pajamas.
Yes.
The Banana Splits was
That's the one that had the horror movie.
I was thinking of Banana and Pajamas.
Yes!
The Banana Splits are a Hanna-Barbera thing.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I was like,
Got
how
it.
did you watch that?
Dad watched that.
And Captain Kangaroo. He really, really, really likes Captain Kangaroo. Anywho, I find that we both took notes on this episode, but I find it hard to put exactly into words how insane this episode is, so please go watch it for yourself.
I feel like Fire Sale was just like dipping your toes in the water and then someone just shoves you right into the pool.
And you're
face
cold.
First. And you're cold and your face stings and you're like, I want to get out, but there's no ladder, so you gotta like hoist yourself over the
I
side.
think the worst part is you do get out and you're still cold.
And
You've been
Your
traumatized.
teeth are chattering everywhere. It's just like, ugh.
So I recommend watch the episode before continuing on from here because
the first watching, I thought it was pretty funny. It's the second and the third watching that I think I went a little insane.
it's when you need to analyze
when you have
and
to
think
analyze
deeply about
and
this.
think about the garbage they're spewing at you. It's like, oh no.
Oh my god. So we start
Like,
with
who wrote this and thought it was okay?
well, two people wrote it and thought it was okay. So
It just doesn't feel finalized. Like, it feels like they had ideas and like
this is definitely, again, it goes to that it went from idea to full script with no
idea to
outline
full script.
feature.
There's no outline. It's like no one really thinks about stuff. They're just kind of like, well, I
Things
guess that'll
set
work.
up aren't really used at the end. A few things are, but those are like general notes, like Yoshi being hungry. That does get used in the beginning
Well,
and then
that's
later
just
at the
Yoshi's
end.
character
But
arc.
that's just Yoshi. It's his character trait. Not his
He is
arc would be
always
changing,
hungry.
but the trait is something that does not change. He is always hungry. So we start with a bunch of cave people carrying rocks.
Because that is the main occupation of cavemen.
And cave people and cave women.
I mean cave people.
Sorry.
Moving rocks around.
Yeah. Here's my question. What are they doing with the rocks?
I don't know. Are they putting the rocks somewhere? Are they taking rocks out of somewhere?
Are they moving rocks from point A to point B, from point B to point C, and then back from point C to point A just to feel accomplished in life?
I don't know. It feels like either they're building something or they're just moving rocks to build something later. I don't know.
Maybe. But a lot of different groups are doing this, and to reference every little thing, cave people didn't use rocks. Those are just the materials that lasted a while. They used bones. Bones are much more formidable.
And clearly we have them using wood and other things, and we have like pipes and stuff, so
We have bamboo.
I guess they're still kind of in the Stone Age, but
I'm just
still.
thinking in an Animal Crossing sense, how much are you going to build with the stones? It's really the wood that you need a ton
That's
of in
why
Animal Crossing.
I think it leans a little more towards they're just getting rid of stones.
Okay, so
But where would they get rid of them? We don't know.
I think they'd put them
I'm more
in a
concerned-
border around the city, like as a barrier.
I'm more concerned about the couple using a canoe on the land.
I feel like this episode it's got big problematic energy in it being a huge white savior moment. where Mario feels like
Like,
the
at that
white
point-
savior to these people.
It's like, did their legs just hurt? And so they're just hurting their arms instead?
Maybe.
Maybe they should just learn to do handstands or something. It just feels like, were they just trying to transport the canoe, but they didn't want to carry it?
Who knows what they were doing?
I don't know.
Mario is so very worried about these people. They're too tired, and they
just
work
so
too hard.
We should really do something that doesn't involve getting up and helping them with their work, because that would be too difficult.
Yeah. Well, I understand what Mario's saying. You could help in the immediate, but Mario's trying to think of a long-term solution.
Instead of just putting a band-aid on the rock moving department.
There you
Luigi's
go.
just sitting around like, I don't know, Mario. They seem happy-ish.
They're happy. I don't know. They're sweating. Maybe they just perspirate a lot.
Maybe, I don't know. What else are they gonna do?
That's right. There's no not home economics, but recreational stuff to get up to. So Mario is still trying to think of a solution.
And he's gotta spin his wheel.
And so I did like this little animation where instead of a light bulb, it's a torch, and then the torch turns into a wheel that's
It looks
spinning.
like a coin.
It does. I think that's what Mario is thinking of, is one of those hollow
my wheel.
Yoshi. It's not a Yoshi coin, because
Or
Yoshi
like
coins.
one of those donuts.
Yeah, Mario, the Yoshi coins. Yoshi coins have the little Yoshi on them, but they're hollow coins.
Well, it could have been. There's nothing behind it, so...
But Mario realizes, hey, wait, where'd the term and phrase spin my wheel come from? We don't have wheels.
There aren't wheels yet. They haven't been invented. So we should invent them.
Let's invent them for the people. And as Mario is saying this, he's crafting some wheels, and then Kooky
It's just a weird transition.
appears.
It's like Mario's talking while the transition is... There's a lot of that happens where they talk over transitions.
Bad editing.
It happens here. It happens when Yoshi's eating something.
It just
Like,
happens
he's just
a lot.
talking over the transition while Mario and Peach are walking into frame, and it's just like, I guess it could kind of be like a fancy art thing if this wasn't the Mario World show.
It could be thoughtful.
So anyway, who's the Koopaling for this episode?
It's Kooky Von Koopa.
But is it, though?
Are you? Okay, we have many theories about this because
Oh my god.
picture provided, Kooky is orange like a carrot.
Well, when he first shows up, he's wearing a very tasteful disguise there.
It's like Gwen Stefani.
It's the kind of disguise that would get you a note on Disney Plus if you tried to re-release it. It's like when I watched the first episode of the Timon and Pumbaa show, and they go to like Madagascar and they meet the natives, and it's like, oh,
I mean,
no.
to me, that feels more like Simba. No, Kimba.
Kimba. Oh.
Yeah, where it's like,
You
there's
see,
just-
Kimba, your fur is white because you come from a line of great leaders.
and that means you're better than everybody else.
Because you're white. I mean, your fur is white.
We do not endorse this. He's wearing a super, like, blatant caveman outfit.
Jeez. But then he takes it off, and I'm like, wait, how long does this caveman outfit subsist? The whole episode.
He just wore it to sneak
I don't know
in.
if there was some error in the artwork or whatever, but Kookie's face is now orange. And his whole body is now
I'm
orange.
wondering if they rebased the models off their Mario World sprites.
Well, then his hair would have been white.
Yeah. They remembered that it was blue, but they didn't remember what color his face was, so they looked to the sprite, and they're like,
oh,
it's orange.
I guess that's him. He's got the crazy hair.
He's the weirdo. And oh my goodness gracious, is Kooky a weirdo in this show?
So he's just snooping in on the Marios who are making wheels.
And Kookie's reminded of the concept of
robots.
a wheel. He says, good idea, Mario. I forgot that I could do something
that we
with
can-
wheels.
Maybe he forgot that you can incorporate modern technology into this caveman society.
And take them over? Like,
yeah,
like
by being-
bringing
oh my
gun.
gosh.
What?
Okay, off topic completely.
What'd you do?
That's a piece of glass that's been stuck in my foot.
Oh my god! When did you get glass stuck in your foot?
It's a long story. Sorry.
Was it at work?
No.
Was it here at home?
Yeah.
Were you running around outside again?
No. No.
No?
No.
Where did this broken glass come from inside the
We can
house?
speak of this later. But more importantly, we've got to sauce some logs with fish bones because apparently the
Bones
Marios
are-
know about bones being good.
Pescatarians in this house? Anyway.
Although, really, if you're gonna use some bones to sauce stuff, fish bones are not the bones I would go with. They're very
because
flimsy.
they look like
They lack the strong cartilage of other animals.
Okay. What has a strong cartilage? Mammoth? Big meated bone people?
A mammal,
Okay.
essentially.
Humans.
Or, like, I guess some dinosaur bones.
Get some of those hanging around.
You just steal some from Yoshi's.
That's mean. So Mario, I think they use the fishbone because it aesthetically looks like a
Yeah.
hacksaw.
It makes me think of, I guess Majora's Mask. The Zora tribe.
Oh yeah, where they have all the bones.
All the instruments are made of fish bones and stuff. And it's like, that wouldn't really work, but it looks so cool.
It looks cool, and that's all that matters. So Mario gets some wheels, and
They make at least like 9 wheels.
And we say wheel, it's like it's not a sphere, but it's
they took a tree and they chopped off a circle and they called it a wheel.
I learned this, but now I can't remember. What's it called when you have a circle in 3D, but it's not a sphere?
A cylinder?
A cylinder.
It's
They're
a very short pancake.
shallow cylinder. There we go. Okay, so Mario calls out to Aga and Uga, because
and Uga.
Because he knows their names by heart. Good job, Mario.
Look,
So-
he's trying. They're trying to be nice here. Okay.
So Mario says, "Hey, check it out. We made you wheels."
oh well, before that,
Oh, okay.
I really love Luigi's lines where he's just super tired because Mario's making him do all the work. and Mario's like, "All right, Luigi, take 5." And he's like, "Oh, but it's too heavy." He's like, "Well, then take 2." So then he grabs 2 of the wheels, and then Luigi's got 2 of the wheels, and then the one wheel they didn't grab just kind of falls over.
I think doesn't Yoshi eat it?
No.
Okay. So Mario tosses his 2 wheels to
Uga
and Uga, and they don't really know what to do with these cylinders. They're
Well,
just cylinders.
So, wheels are good for carrying with your other rocks, wearing as a hat, swatting giant prehistoric mosquitoes.
they're giant.
Giant. I don't like those mosquitoes. And eating.
And eating the okay.
At least if you're Yoshi.
So in order, I like how it did devolve from like, thanks for the stuff, and they immediately put the things in the carrier case that they're carrying. And Mario's like, no, use your head. And they're like, oh, it's a hat.
And they're like, oh, how fashionable.
And then I do like they use it for some. I like how the caveman did put 2 and 2 together, and they did use the wheels for something interesting, which was the fly swatter.
And even Mario's like, well, I guess you could use it for that.
But that's not the point.
But that's not what I wanted. And then eventually Yoshi just keeps eating him, and Luigi's like, well, this was a terrible idea. Let's leave.
Let's stop.
Shadow and Yoshi. Oh, he says something very Italian.
I gotta bring that Italian flavor.
I don't
in.
remember what it was, but it was funny.
So nobody knows what wheels are, but Mario asks, "Do you have a fire flower,
Luigi, I need that fire flower block that you keep in your pants all the time.
For reasons.
For reasons.
Sure thing, Mario. And then he throws Mario.
Well, it's that
the
he
fire
pulls
block.
out like an entire question mark block that just has like a lotus-looking flower on it.
Mhm.
So the flower spawns one fireball, which they play hot potato with until...
But it looks, I don't know, Mario's wielding it like it's safe to
He's
hold
wielding
fire.
it like, yes, I'm wielding the fire.
Fire bending.
And he
Wah.
chucks it straight at the wheels, which make a bowling noise.
I like how it perfectly makes that hole in the wheel. It's like when you chisel it in those recreation videos, but you just do it with fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
It would have been cool if it would be a little singed, but that would have been too much effort.
What?
I mean, they don't even hit the tree that the wheels were leaning on. Thank God.
Oops. So then
That would have been a funny shot if they were showing off the wheels while the tree was on fire in the background.
that's too woke for this show. It's too good. So then Mario asks, "All right, Luigi, grab that rod there, bamboo rod. It'll be the axle."
What he says, I don't really know what he says here. He says something along the lines of, "Give me some of that prehistoric pride."
Bamboo rod.
I don't know what he says.
I think he said bamboo
I thought
rod.
he said pride, like he wanted Luigi to high five him.
No,
But then he's insinuating that he wants the rod that Yoshi's now eating.
right, because Yoshi is an infinite
Yoshi
appetite.
is an glutton.
So then Luigi grabs.
There's so much violence that happens
They
here.
start tugging the rod back
Yoshi's
and
eating the
forth.
rod, and Luigi's like, "Give me the rod!" And Yoshi's like, "No, I'm hungry!"
And then Mario
just
walks in.
walks in, grabs it, and smacks it right over his knee.
He breaks it in two and goes, "Wow! I didn't know you guys were like this."
Wow! Finally met someone who eats as much as me.
It's like everybody needs to calm down.
Dude, they're just wheels. Chill.
It's pretty crazy. So they put together the wheel, and Mario lets us know that all it took was a little Brooklyn know-how, and then Luigi demonstrates it with a sense of balance because they put a rock.
They put a
flat.
rock on the axle, and even though technically, well,
I see what you mean. It's that I see. This is something I don't understand about cars. It's like you put the wheels on the axle, and then the axle spins with the wheels. But how does the axle stay connected to the bottom of the car and also not wear out and fall out, and then you got no wheels on your car?
they're just missing some of the key mechanisms here.
But I could maybe
Because it's
see.
like you could put a rolly stick on. You could put a stone slab on a rolly stick, and I guess it would move, but then it would fall off eventually.
It would move the. It would.
and it wouldn't act like a hoverboard.
I think
Is that what they've made? A hoverboard?
Yeah, Luigi invented a hoverboard.
Yep,
We're going for wheels to
He's
hoverboard.
styling.
Yeah.
Until he gets eaten.
Yoshi, don't eat the hoverboard. But what does Yoshi do?
He eats everything.
He eats the hoverboard. How many things has Yoshi eaten in this episode? Like, this is such a short amount of time.
He's eaten the wheels.
But it's been like one,
He's
the
eaten the
rod.
stick. He's eaten the entire thing.
How many things is Yoshi having to eat in this short amount of
Why
time?
don't they just get Yoshi to eat all the rocks, and then they don't have to work?
There we go. Well, then what will they do with their time?
Well, then Yoshi will get gain weight. We don't want that.
Oh no.
He's got to work out.
So we have gone from a tiny hoverboard to
We're going straight to cars. Henry
the
Ford.
assembly line.
Henry Ford can eat our
everything.
dust.
To anything. This episode, I could see it being in hindsight. It's like those idle games like Cookie Clicker, where you start small and then you suddenly devolve into capitalistic nightmare, where at first it's nice that you hire one grandma and then suddenly you need to hire more and more, and then it's like you get a store, a factory, a this, a that, a mine. You have millions of grandmas working for you, and it's like, where did it all go? It started so small.
I don't know.
It's
This whole concept is
crazy.
making me think of that movie Yesterday,
Where
it's that a guy gets transported into an alternate reality where the Beatles never existed. And so he's like, oh wow, I could get really famous by recreating all these Beatles songs. But the thing is, like, there's all this other stuff that goes into it. Like, it's not just the song.
yeah,
Like,
that's
knowing this, like, you can know the super famous songs, but they have a lot of other songs that were smaller that, like,
okay. You didn't watch the
Contribute.
movie,
I didn't do
so
that either,
there's
so.
there's a gag about this, which is that at first he's doing the easy songs that everyone knows: "Let It Be," "Hey Jude," "Help," "Yellow Submarine."
all you need is
All-
love.
All You Need Is Love, all that. But then he's suddenly having to devolve into, like, what was that song in Revolver? He couldn't remember the words to Eleanor Rigby. It's
Aw.
like, Eleanor Rigby picks up the wine in the church at the rice and the beans with the bed. Nobody's sad. And he's like, that's not the words.
So
and he's
it's like
just
he's
struggling.
missing key parts. And I feel like that's what's happening here. It's that Mario knows what wheels are and what cars are, but like
he's not the car talk man. He's not Click and Clack, the Tappet brothers.
It's not like the Duchess where he knows everything about tea. Like he just knows like the bare stuff. Like he knows that in order to make a car, you need a wheel, a chassis, a seat.
I didn't even know what a chassis was.
It's basically just like
it's the under part. I call it the skeleton of the car, though.
Yes, it's the skeleton of the car, basically. It's just called a chassis. They make a joke about it in Phineas and Ferb because it sounds like a different word.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Anywho, so Mario
and an engine. Like he knows that's what you need, but he doesn't think about the big picture.
He's not thinking about like fuel. Maybe he is thinking about fuel, but in a different way. He's not thinking about thrusters, shocks. What are other car
like
talk
actually
things?
Getting the wheels to move.
Like the starter, a spark to it, all that stuff. He doesn't have the electricity behind cars.
Really, I thought they should just like start with like wheelbarrows or something.
You think they should have started like all villainous manhwas and mangas where everything is horse-drawn? Everything is horse-drawn in those.
Look, just start with like...
I think definitely Mario's missing the electricity, the fuel, the energy.
Because they have a Goomba.
Okay, we need to get into that. But first,
boy.
Mario's the new Henry Ford, so Luigi's in charge of wheel and chassis production. Chassis.
So it's CHASSY, I think.
I don't know how it's spelled.
Chassis.
Google Docs translated it as CHASSIS, but
yeah, that's
might...
chassis.
Okay. It doesn't look like that.
I know it doesn't look like that.
Sticky French words. Anywho, so we're really going up the chain here. We have seats in these cars. You don't have to be standing and drive them. And an engine unit. Now
it feels like someone was watching too much Flintstones.
Now let's think back to Flintstones for a minute. How did Flintstones incorporate cars in olden times?
So basically they have like the skeleton of a car, except instead of wheels, it's powered by their feet.
Yeah, so it's a peddler, like old-timey sewing machines.
It's not a peddler, it's just their feet.
Oh, you just go?
You walk.
What? You stand up in the car? I thought they had seats.
Well, they have seats for the people in the back, but like, you've never seen them walking? Pull up the Flintstone car.
Okay.
Yabba dabba doo.
I know what it is, but... Ooh, someone did it for Halloween.
So it's that they do have wheels, but it's powered by someone walking.
Okay.
And so it's you walking that powers the car. So instead of the human walking, Mario decides to enforce
indentured servitude. What?
By shoving a Goomba into the engine.
What the coop?
What the coop indeed.
What the coop is Mario thinking with this?
And the way they get it to go is by having a stick poke the Goomba's butt so he starts running.
And he's scared. And
not even the Koopas are this cruel.
Well, I think this is the big difference. This is a hidden parallel I saw in the episode, but we'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, Goombas are indentured servants. Are they getting fed? Are they being housed? Where do they poop?
Why don't they just run away?
I don't think they can get out because the Goombas put in and then the giant stone block.
Well, then how do they breathe?
They breathe through the tiny little air hole.
They have to poke a little air hole. Mario learned this the hard way. Probably kind of. It's like, oh, my engine stopped working, and then they're like,
ooh, it's kind of smell. Ooh, what's happening with your car?
Smells like rotten mushrooms. Oh no.
Goombas died in the process of making these automobiles.
This is so harsh.
This is terrible. So Toadstool's being given a tour of this factory because Mario is like the entrepreneur now of this place. And Toadstool's like, Mario,
I don't think this is a good idea.
I think you jumped the gun really fast.
Like, they can't even talk.
And I think maybe she says it in a way that's a little mean, but I understand what she's saying. It's that there are stepping stones to technology and advancement. You don't just
You
give
can't go
people
straight
teleporters.
from wheel to car.
To put this in a more modern sense, you don't just give people teleporters. You give them something that could, like, move an object with, move it around, and then you get
It's like
something
if
that
we were
could
talking
move it.
about phones, we wouldn't go straight from.
You were the
wouldn't
first
go
phones.
Straight from like the little rotary phone.
Call the call center, and then they'll hook you up.
Call the call center, they'll hook you up straight to iPhone.
Right.
Like, no one would get that at all.
You
Like,
would
there
have,
has to be a transition period.
Yes, and there was no transition period here. But it's like if you get technology, it's just the way technology works. It reminds me of RimWorld, which is a game that I am desperately holding off on buying, because the minute I buy it, I'm gonna get sucked into that game like Harvest Moon. It's terrifying.
Oh.
But it's one where when you want to get cool technology, you have to start really simple. It's like if you want to get anywhere in medicine, you first have to study microbiotics, and then you have to study something else. And then from there, you can actually go desanitize the hospital beds, do this and that, like clean up the place.
It's like with the Duchess, like when she's trying to introduce.
Well, that's a different one. That's more trends, where you want something that's easy and everyone will like. And then you go into more complicated.
There's an arc where she's talking about sanitation. And she's like,
oh, okay.
People don't understand it, but I'm still going to enforce it. And so the people that are working for her are like, why do we have to wash our hands so much?
Stupid.
This is weird. But at the same time, they're like, but, we get paid a really good wage, and it's nice working here, so, like, I guess if this is all we have to do, it's fine.
Yeah.
And she also, like, enforces it with other stores, where she's like, I won't stock my products if your store isn't clean. And so then it starts that trend of sanitation.
There you go. You gotta get
and we
it
don't
started.
get Typhoid Mary in here.
Mary?
Did you wash your hands before you made
All that ice cream? If I'm being honest,
no.
I'm a busy woman. Time is money, and I can't afford it. It was like Peach Delight or something. It was Apple Delight.
It's a peach and vanilla ice cream.
You're right, but it had a name to it. But something about it was so great, and also there's fecal matter associated with that ice cream.
Gross.
We're catching you fecal matter handed, Mario. More like Typhoid Mario, am I right?
Mario. Oh, no. Anyway, so Mario is like, whatever, it's all fine. I'm going to immediately rest on my laurels.
Yes.
Nothing wrong could happen. It's all gonna be
We're just
great.
putting cars into the world.
Just put cars in the world, it's fine.
So that he goes to sleep. An unknown amount of time passes.
Floating platform.
And Mario... and also these cars have horns, but they're not car horns. They're just the people making noises. Boop, boop.
But at some point, it feels like someone did invent a horn, because you hear all these traffic noises outside while Mario's asleep.
And so an unknown amount of time has passed, and
so
Luigi runs
and he's like, Mario, maybe we should have invented driver's ed first.
I like that idea, that before you just give people
give them cars, teach them the rules of the road. Or at least make some roads, because I don't even think they made roads.
They didn't do anything!
They didn't do anything, they just made cars and stuck them out there, and Mario's like, hey, it'll be fine.
They'll figure it out.
I'm going back to bed.
And Luigi's like, I can't talk sense into this guy.
Oh, let me go do something. And so,
meanwhile, we go back to Kooky. And Kooky
he's in the Coney Island Disco Palace.
This is the first time we've seen the Coney Island Disco Palace.
They don't even name drop it. It's just Koopa's Palace with a big old neon sign.
Koopa's Casino.
His casino.
Woohoo.
And Disco Palace.
So Kooky's I think he's got it more high tech going here, where he's got a blowtorch. He's got something
I feel like
to use as
Koopa's
a
castle
blowtorch.
is more high tech compared to other places. Like with the Marios, it's like they're trying to adjust to the caveman civilization, but with Koopa, he's like, nah, I'm bringing in my modern conveniences.
I'm saying Koopa was like, he did some sort of gentrification where he just moved in what he was comfortable with into this new area.
His castle, which has his stuff in it.
And he just picked it up.
He picked it up and moved it.
Okay.
So Kookie's got all of his modern conveniences and tools and stuff.
But Kookie's working hard on this magical machine. What is the machine? Well, we don't know. Because
We don't know, but we do have. We're back
another
to using,
unknown amount of time has passed.
No, we're back to using enemies as blowtorches.
Oh yeah, I like that. It's a different one.
You know,
this
it's
time.
not as funny as the tiny fire bro that Wendy had.
Yeah.
But it's a little Rex.
Okay.
So there's the main dinosaur enemy in the Mario universe is a Rex.
Mm-hmm.
They come in different sizes. So this is like a little baby Rex.
Looking up the Rex.
Looking him up. I mostly remember them because they were in Supershow Saga.
Oh yeah, because when you jump on them, they bump in half. It's like, oh no. Yeah, there's a Rex. They take 2 stomps to get rid of.
So we've got like the little short ones,
Sad
a sad Rex, and then we've got bigger ones that show up later.
Mm-hmm. So we go back. An unknown amount of time has passed, and we go back.
And
Tomorrow,
Luigi has now dubbed himself the traffic cop, and he is looking very worse for wear.
Oh my god, this is like trying to stop. This is like, have you know those cartoon episodes where they have a dam and then they cause a leak in the dam,
and then they're spending all of their energy like plugging
sticking
up
their
all
fingers
the holes.
into the holes, and it's like, this isn't working. That's what Luigi
This feels
is
like
doing.
one of those situations where the 2 siblings have decided to do something, and the one sibling takes all the credit while the other sibling does all the work. So it's like Mario's just sitting relaxing around, and Luigi's like, "Oh my god, Mario, please,
I
can
think
you take a second and
I
be
would
the traffic cop?
this
I need
episode
a nap."
into the pile of, you know what, Luigi really is a Mario shadow of media.
Mario's like, "It'll be fine," and Luigi's like, "Oh my god,
I am not fine.
I'm not fine. I've been doing all the work. You've literally just been sitting
Yo,
there."
I've been having to feed Yoshi and get run over. He's got tire
He's got
tracks.
tire tracks over
Which,
him.
did we get into rubber now? Because the wheels were wooden before.
Maybe it's mud.
Okay.
Although why it's a tire pattern when they're
Maybe-
just wooden wheels?
I'm
I
thinking
don't know.
maybe that the wooden wheels have grooves in them.
Perhaps.
If we're getting super fancy.
I don't know.
But either way,
Someone invented horns, so I guess they could have modified the
this is all
basic.
terrible. And Mario just keeps assuming that these cave people have his understanding of the world.
They have brains.
And not like they've grown up the same way that he has. They have his Brooklyn know-how. They have
Maybe
brains.
that's why Mario isn't phased by all the traffic he's going to. I'm walking here.
I'll see if we don't have any audio clips, which we probably will, but maybe I'll sneak it in. There's a Fine Sauce Corruption where it was the Star Wars opening Corrupted, where all the horns are going off over and over, and it just sounds like New York in middle of traffic.
I just find it really interesting how when Mario wakes up, his face is like really lopsided looking. Like
I did not
his
notice
one
this.
eye is bigger than the other one. He's like, "Wow, what happened, Luigi? Wow!"
I think Mario, perhaps Mario, was living off the fear. He realized that he caused this mess, and the only way to be happy was to drink his worries away.
So I was like, "No, it'll be fine, Luigi. What are they gonna do? Banish us to the lava pits?"
And what do they do, Peach?
They banish them to the lava pit.
It's exactly what they do.
You think they got the idea from Mario saying it?
Maybe.
It reminds me of that one Mario and Camelot episode where, like, they all get thrown into the sewers.
And then he's like,
Mario's
well,
like-
at least the water's not filling in.
And at least there's not spikes going to crush us. And then he's about to say something else, and Luigi's like, "Shh,
Mario!
shh, no!"
Mario, shut up. So, they've been banished to the lava pit because they're just that terrible. They caused this. Let's get rid of the problem causers, but not really the problem.
They didn't get rid of... I mean, they probably wrecked most of the cars at this point.
If they get rid of the factory owner, then no more cars will be produced. Either way, Kooky has
Finished his production of the Mega Mechasaur, also known as Big Feet for short.
yes, because
But it doesn't have feet. It has giant wheels.
I wrote Mecha Mechanosaur.
That Yeah, I think that's what I wrote. I couldn't really read it.
Either way, we have invented the Mecha
Anyway,
Mechanosaur.
instead of being run by one Goomba, it's run by the orange dinosaur.
It's also a Rex, or is it a different type of dinosaur?
I don't know. It looks like the one Barney dinosaur that I could never remember the name of.
Baloney?
Not baloney. The little one that glows in the dark.
My first name has a first name. It's
F-E-A-R.
And
It's so instead of poking the dino with the stick, Cookie decides to take the it's the stick and the carrot approach. So
Yes.
where Mario uses the stick,
poking the bear, in a way.
well, Mario uses the stick. Instead, Cookie gives him a carrot so that the dinosaur will run for him, and they're on the same side. And by carrot, I mean a Cave Patch doll.
It's a voodoo doll.
I think they're with Cabbage Patch.
Oh! I did not notice that at all.
Except it's a cave.
Okay.
Caveman.
It's a cave, yes.
A Cave Patch doll.
There we go. But Bowser is ahead of the game here. Mario's having to, torture lower class citizens.
You say Bowser's ahead of the curve.
Sorry, Koopa.
Cookie is ahead of the curve.
Okay.
Koopa doesn't know what the heck is going on.
It's true. But yeah, Cookie's ahead of the
wow,
curve.
look at my giant Mecha Godzilla.
What do you think
what
of
do you think,
it?
Dad? He's like, it's great. What is it?
I love Koopa's answers. What makes it go?
What makes it go?
I don't know.
And then Cookie has to dumb it down for his dad and be like, it goes because we give the Cave Patch doll to the thing. Oh, I get it.
Thank you.
Under the table.
Now what are we gonna do? So
I think people must just really like animating the Koopas.
Maybe. So
Because they get all the animation budget.
So Koopa and Kookie, they go up to the top of the Mecha Mechanosaur, because that's where the controls are. And Kookie tells his dad to fasten his seatbelt.
Unfortunately, he didn't build
It's gonna be a bumpy ride. And Koopa's like, Kookie, we don't even have seatbelts.
Before he falls off the train.
And then poor Koopa.
It feels like Koopa just wants to get off the ride.
I think he definitely does when he falls off and is hanging on by a rope on the tail. He's
just like,
stop!
Stop! I need to get out of here! Ah!
Help me!
And it's like this thing is crushing through buildings.
Well,
and
it absolutely runs through the barrier in the
We're
front.
crushing barriers and buildings and cars.
Okay, so
and
here's something
all the
to think
debris
about.
Is falling back and hitting Koopa.
Here's something to think about. The cars are getting run over. Do you know what this means? The Goombas inside the cars.
I know! We never see the Goombas after that.
Are being murdered.
Well,
for the product of the man. What is happening?
On one hand, I don't think Koopa knew that there were Goombas in the cars.
I understand this. It was,
but on the other hand, it's like, dang, Mario,
you're willing to you didn't get this. You didn't safety this.
There's no.
I'm losing my words.
There's no airbags for the Goombas.
No, there's no safety harness, no pads, no nothing, no escape hatch.
It's just
there's no escape hatch. There's no nothing.
Stone box of death.
It's a stone prison
a grave
that will crush you. Hey, you know what? That means we don't have to build gravestones for them.
Oh no!
They're already in
they're
the
already
boxes.
6 feet under.
Womp womp.
Anyway, the cave people are full of regret.
And so one of them, I'm guessing the appointed chief.
They say it's Ooga.
I'm guessing maybe he's an appointed chief, or they're like, you have to do it. Me? Why me, Ooga? Cause
you were the first one with the car. You have to do it.
You have to go now, Boga. And he's like, fine. So I do like how he has he grabs his steering wheel and he uses that as a door knocker.
Well, it's that he exploded out of his car and all he had left was steering wheel, and he's like, no.
But I like the idea that he used it as a door knocker.
Yeah, he knocks on the princess's door.
See, these cave people have brains, but Mario is
just different.
It's different thinking. You get different people in there with different experiences and thought processes.
Mm-hmm.
So Toadstool opens the door, and she's like, hey, Ooga, what's going on? And Ooga's like, Ooga, Mario, Brothers.
And so Peach is like, "Oh, you want the Mario Bros? Where'd they go? I thought they were in their house.
They were here like 2 hours ago."
I don't know. Where are they?" And he's like,
Oh,
"Oh
God.
yeah,
He so proudly admits to
yeah,
it.
we vanished into the lava world." And they're like, "What? Really?"
Banished them to the lava pit.
I also
What?
love how he calls Koopa Koopa Poopa.
Koopa Poop. Also, I like how Toadstool refers to them as the Mario Brothers, meaning that's their last name, leading further credence that
Tommaso.
Tommaso is Mario's first name, and he just really doesn't want to go by it. So,
Yeah, what I think is weird is, like, we've seen Peach a few times. Are her earrings eyeballs?
I think it's a coloring error.
Are they like jewels or are they like
I
stones?
think they're meant to be
Do you think
shiny.
they've made them like stones to go with the Stone Age cave people thing?
When we talk,
I just keep thinking they look like eyeballs or lima beans or something, and I'm just like,
Okay.
really?
From the intro, which is the only correctly animated thing in
from
this
the
entire
intro,
series,
they look like her normal.
they
jewel
look like blue
earrings.
pearls to match her blue circle gem on her chest.
They look completely different in the show.
They
but,
look
you know,
like
that's just
eyeballs.
the show. I don't like it. So it's a good thing that Mario brought his emergency pizza stash to the lava pit.
Where did he get this?
It's his emergency pizza stash.
Well, no.
You remember
It was
that one
hidden in his
episode where he has
trousers?
the emergency cannolis or something?
Was that in Super Show or Mario
Yeah, in the
3?
Super Show. He's got
Okay.
like the emergency tomato sauce in the takeout container.
I don't remember this, but I'm willing to believe
It's
it.
funny.
Either way, Mario's got emergency food, and Luigi has stuck the pizza on a stick. Which, if that was me, that pizza would just
Melt everywhere.
droop. It's
Look,
again, there's a Lucagen compilation of where it's an uncooked pizza, and the commercial goes, "This is a pizza, and this is a toaster." And then the lady picks the uncooked pizza and starts cramming it into the toaster. They're like, "What are you doing, ma'am?"
look, they want their pizza and they want it hot, and they're gonna cook it however way they can. I don't know how they got a stick in the lava pit, but whatever. It was probably someone's bones.
It's bones. So also the pizza, it's so good for emergency pizza that it
summons
the blarg.
Oh, a blarg. That's what it's called.
There you go.
I was about to call it a lava bubble, and I'm like, it's not a lava bubble.
No. That's
it's a blarg.
That's something else. Yeah, it's a blarg.
I really like the way the blargs look at Yoshi's Island. They're giant.
Oh my god!
Like nowadays, they've made them huge. And this show,
Oh,
they look.
do you mean Yoshi's Story? That's where they were a Cyclops.
Oh yeah.
Or-
Well, they've made them look more
Ah.
lava-y nowadays.
I don't actually. I'm looking
In
at
the
this.
show, it looks like a straight-up
I
dinosaur.
don't think
I don't
a
think we're
blarg
speaking
has
of the right
shown
one.
up in ages.
Weren't they in?
It was in Mario World, Mario Kun, Mario and Wario, Yoshi's Story, and it was going to be in Mario 64, but they didn't finish that.
What are the things that are in New Super Mario Bros. Then? Like the giant, like pillars of lava with faces?
I'll look into that, but are you also thinking of the Tsar Dragon?
No, that's different.
Okay, because that one's like the thing. Okay, other appearances. The Tails. Something.
I don't know, but you know what I do know? Tinkety tink 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 tink.
Tink to tink. Does
Tink,
that
tink.
mean what I think it means? I really like that.
I love how
From
Luigi
Luigi.
actually finally gets a pun off. I say finally. He's been making puns the whole episode. Great.
I really appreciate what
what a tink it means.
he's doing here. I'll look up lava and see where we go.
Anyway, the tinking is Morse code from Princess Peach.
It's a lot of words for Morse code.
I don't think it actually translates to anything.
I think it's saying that Mario just heard what he wanted to.
I mean, there's not a lot. Maybe it was just a code, like when you hear the tinks, it means that Koopa's attacking.
Okay.
Because there aren't any words that insinuate, like, what Koopa's doing. It's just the tinking means, oh no, it's the Koopa alarm. Koopa's here. We better go.
And Toadstool wants to get us out. That's really nice of her.
And of course, now they notice the Blarg, and they're like, "Get us out of here! Oh my god!"
Okay, suddenly they're in each other's arms. It's so weird.
It is very weird.
Again, bad editing.
So then,
So
Toadstool throws down the
well,
only
she
thing
hears
she has
screaming,
nearby.
and she's like, "Oh, better go
I
help
should
them
probably,
out."
help them. And so
So-
she throws down the only thing she
A
could
sandwich.
find. A sandwich.
But it's not a sandwich, it's a spring pad.
It's actually a springboard, yeah.
Which, hey, Mario World had springboards. It was the first Mario. It wasn't the first Mario game where you could pick up things. I think that was Mario 3, where you could pick up blocks.
Oh yeah. That was the first Mario game with springboards.
Yeah. So Mario puts the springboard not under the pipe to jump up the pipe.
He puts it under a line of horizontal blocks to do the best horizontal jump he can.
And then it goes. Let's get grooving.
It looks like a speed run the way he's hitting those blocks.
I know. So
And then we immediately. We
is our.
only have the budget for this Cape Mario.
He looks like the genie.
He does. He gets as soon as
His
he turns into
pose
Cape
is
Mario.
super
He
weird.
gets into this like super pose, and then he swings into action and saves the damsel Luigi.
Yes, he grabs Luigi by one hand.
Because we don't have enough budget for Cape Luigi. It's only Cape Mario.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Cape Luigi does not exist. So they exit through the pipe hole again, and we go back to Kooky.
Who's building the Kooky Von Koopa Memorial Freeway.
Okay, he's being absolutely crazy, and this is what I'm realizing. Kooky is a completely different character than he was before. He is not nearly as much as a sycophant as he was before, meaning kissing up to his dad and being like,
just
do you
wants-
like this, Dad?
He's just crazy.
He's just insane.
Maybe it's not actually Kooky. Maybe it's like his
Double?
cave world
Double?
ancestor.
What?
What if when Koopa...
Where was Kooky?
I don't know, what if when Koopa went back to the cave world, he found like the prehistoric Koopa land? I'm going off the
Cootie
rails at this
Pies
point.
is the same, though.
That's true. Never mind. Whatever.
Kooky was off doing research, and he was like, don't worry, Dad, I provided a clone of me. He will do everything that I can do, but he's a little mental.
I think he just got a little too excited by the
I
destruction.
think he ate too many carrots.
He ate too many carrots.
Or too much fish roe.
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. He spent too long in the tanning booth and the UV rays did stuff to his head.
These are wonderful theories. Tell us in the comments what your theory.
What your theory
Kooky going kooky.
on why
has
Kookie's extra kooky. Why his hair looks like a wet mop head.
So it's just going bananas. But Mario and Luigi return, and they're like, all right,
What do we need to stop Kooky?
order.
Let's make a list. Alright, speed bump,
We got speed bumps, which
Check.
are just logs.
traffic light.
We got traffic lights. The traffic lights are cool.
Traffic lights are rad.
They're absolutely cool. They're fire. It's like when you
It's different colored fire
It's like
in the
when
box.
you use a Bunsen burner and you add an element to it and it changes
And they
color.
change the color of the
It's
flame.
cool. So
Check. A railroad crossing sign.
To be like, stop! You have violated the law.
Check.
Check.
And our last thing on our list, potholes.
AKA
Yoshi eating dirt.
dirt's so yummy to Yoshi. He loves it.
Look, he's been eating everything else in this episode. Dirt is just one step
To
up.
me, this feels like the Odd Squad movie.
Poor
Do
Yoshi.
you watch the Odd Squad movie with me? It's the one with Jack McBrayer in it,
Uh-huh.
where they accidentally unleash the Daves. Dave,
Yeah, I get it.
Dave, and the Daves like eat they multiply like crazy in sunlight, and they eat everything. It's like what this says, where
Including
Yoshi's
the
going,
dirt.
Dave, Yosh.
Anyway, it's time to go to Motor City.
Motor
Caveman.
City, here we come.
You know, this is actually a really interesting Motor City Caveman mixed.
It's like Motown.
It's Motown, but mixed with Caveman instruments.
There you go. I like the Caveman instruments. I think that's the one part of the show that I wish I could have instrumental tracks of it, because Cootie Pie Rap had fun bongos.
Cootie Pie Rap. Like, I love the intro.
Yeah.
And like whenever they do use Mario World music, they Caveman it up a bit.
They orchestrate it in a different way, which I appreciate. But yeah, it's all fun. So how do the traffic things work in their favor?
Alright, so the speed bumps
don't really work.
Don't really work. The railroad crossing, they just kind of like plow through it. Although that causes the traffic lights to go crazy.
Okay, here's what happens. It's that they don't follow the traffic lights. They don't follow
the traffic rules, and then the traffic lights burn them to death.
This needs to be in the real world.
It makes me think of Yokai Watch, how if you run across traffic too many times...
Oh, yeah!
It'll summon Snartle. Or is it Snartle, or... what's his name?
I'll look them up.
Anyway, it will summon a yokai who will murder you.
You haven't been following the traffic laws!
Time to die.
Yes, it is Snartle.
No, it's the red one. Or... maybe?
What? They evolve!
Actually, it might be Snartle.
What?
Never mind.
What did they evolve? I'm so out of the Yokai Watch loop.
Sorry.
I don't know. It's not your fault.
I would get back into it if they would move.
He terrorizes the crosswalk looking for naughty children.
Uh-huh.
And he gets arrested by the police for brandishing swords.
But yeah, the real damage is done by the traffic light, which breaks the arms off of the robot.
It goes boom.
And then finally, Yoshi makes a pothole, and his eyes do that creepy thing.
Where they change colors of them.
And with the pothole, they just crash and burn.
Okay, so before they do that, Koopa goes flung back up to the top of the Mechanic Koopa.
I think the speed bump caused that.
Okay.
So the speed bump causes Koopa to fly back into the top with Kooky.
I'm seeing a quiet theme in this show. Koopa's super duper heavy, and he absolutely slams down.
Smushes Kooky.
On Kooky. And it's like, I'm gonna keep an eye out for this. I'm taking notes.
Taking notes.
How many episodes have this weight, not fixation, but a comment on some characters'
someone's weight,
or some other like physical attribute of the character's weight?
My God.
So I think this might be worth thinking about.
So Koopa's like, do you have any other bright ideas, Kooky?
Because you're so great, but Kooky only brought one-liner to the party.
Fasten your seatbelt? And Koopa's like, you already said that!
And they fly away
horizontally away until they hit the ground, and then everybody runs away. Because unlike with the Goomba cars, you actually see the Rex and the other little dinosaur running away.
Yeah, they get out, but no.
They get to escape.
Goombas died.
No, they die like rats.
Oh my God.
So hard cut to a celebration. Yay! The Marios have saved the day, even though they screwed everything up.
They caused the problem, and they solved the problem.
We blew up all the cars. We're all good.
So what is the lesson that we learned today?
Our moral today is cars are terrible and no more cars.
And K-people are too dumb to understand any new technology, so let's just keep it far away from them, and they'll never understand it because
and they'll never evolve.
And they'll never change. The end. This is an incredibly rude episode.
Oh my God. Prepare for more.
No. So choose your most valuable paisano, because I didn't really have one this episode.
I gave it to Luigi.
I'm thinking between Luigi
he put in the work
and Toadstool. Because Toadstool is the one that's like, look, Mario, this is a great idea, but you're going really fast. I think we need to chill out. And then also that Peach is like, Mario Brothers, aren't they in their garage?
Luigi's the only one actually putting in work this episode, though.
You're right.
Like, he makes all the wheels, he's carrying them around.
He's feeding Yoshi.
He's having to be the traffic cop.
This is all evil. It's terrible for
He's
him.
the one who had to cook the pizza. Mario couldn't even cook his own pizza. He's so lazy.
Mario is really high on ego right now. His super ego has taken over. Or is it the id? Which one is it?
Super ego.
Okay, is the positive, or is that the... Have you taken psychology?
The id is like the base carnal desires.
Okay.
So that would be like just eating whatever.
That's Yoshi.
That's just
Yoshi is the id.
And the ego is like
The balance?
morals and such.
That's the Luigi.
That's Luigi.
Alright.
What is Mario?
Well, is he the super ego? Or is the
Isn't
super
that the
ego
super
something
ego?
else?
There's the id and the ego.
We're gonna look this up.
Psychology for dummies.
Super
I mostly
ego.
just remember the id from the Phineas and Ferb episode and the ego from Sam and Max.
Okay, so the ego is the ethical part. So that's Luigi.
Okay.
Luigi is the super ego. And the ego is the mix between the two.
So the ego is a mix between id and...
I believe so.
Super.
Thinking about where you perceive yourself as an individual.
I see.
Mario is the only individual because he kept thinking of his ideas. It was
It's
all him.
It's all
Jinx.
Mario.
You owe me a soda.
I'll
Oh,
have to do an IOU.
okay. Well, that's it.
So you've decided on Toadstool?
No, I decided on Luigi.
Yay!
Because you're right, Luigi. He was the super ego. Toadstool was the
I'm still
bystander.
laughing thinking about tired Luigi walking in with the tire track across his belly and the bite taken out of the stop sign, and he just looks so dead on his feet. And I'm like, that's me.
There's a lot in this episode that is just us. Anyways, where can people find you, Peach Supreme?
Oh boy.
Where can people find you?
Well, hopefully soon I'll be posting on peachsupremeart.tumblr.com.
I'll get working with you on that. I'm back in
Yeah.
person with you now, so I can now whisper in your ear,
You gotta draw something.
SpongeBob. Why
And
did
I
you
do
set
need to
your
post the new artwork onto the...
Why did you set your notebooks on fire? Why couldn't you just finish Precure Sundays?
I'm sorry.
SpongeBob.
I gotta work on Christmas presents.
If I could finish my 2 essays for school, grades pending, then you can do it for artwork.
I did postpone my actual test until January 28th, so
We've got
wish me luck. I gotta study.
Ooh, those
Oh, boy.
cracks.
And
Alright.
with the crack of the neck
Wait,
and
I
me
didn't-
lying
I
down
didn't-
to sleep, where can we find you, Delfino?
Yes, I am at delfinodurians.tumblr.com.
Who did the outro?
It was Taylor Lair. You can find her music at tlair.bandcamp.com. And she has a Twitter, but I don't remember the link to that Twitter. It's in the description.
We'll have to ask her later.
It's in the description. I know that.
I hope my audio came out in this episode.
Me too.
I feel like I was all over the place.
You moved locations.
I've now settled in for a long winter's nap.
Long nap. Alright, bye, Zani.
I need to rest my cap, Paisani.
Your cap?
I just settled into my cap and I'm laying down for a long winter's nap.
Okay. Well, bye, Zani.
Paisani.
Paisani.
Good thing you had your emergency pizza stash with you, Mario.
A message from the princess.
What does she say?
Tinkety tink, tink, tink.
Does that mean what I think it means?